Hey guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Ashley and I run two Etsy embroidery shops full-time from my home office. So today I am going to bring you guys something a little bit different, but something I see a big need for right now. I keep seeing a lot of businesses talk about how their shop is so slow on Etsy right now, and I'm going to bring you guys some tips and tricks on things you can do while your shop is slow to help set you up for the future. So if you are new here, we'd love to have you subscribe, and let's get started. Slow seasons on Etsy can be very rough for those of us who depend on this income. So I don't want to minimize that at all with these suggestions, but just know that sometimes you can do everything correct in your shop, and if people aren't buying, it's not going to increase your sales right away. It might just be a seasonality thing. This year, specifically 2021, I would challenge you to be cautious in comparing results to last year. Last year was an extraordinary year. Statistics may be very different in 2020 compared to 2021. If you've been in business longer, you may have data you can look back on in past years and to compare to. But if not, just know that this may just be a season that you didn't experience last year. It could be that you do need to refocus your shop if it's not picking up within a couple months. But know for a lot of Etsy sellers, they do go through a seasonality every year with their shop. It's normal. It's very hard to deal with. I don't want to minimize that. Like I said, especially if that's your income. This is my full-time income. So it can be rough financially for these couple months. But I would encourage you to just do as much work as you can to improve your shop. Look at all the aspects of it, like I'm going to mention, and plan ahead in the future. If this seems to be something that's going to happen every year in a certain time, maybe set some money back for this time of year. Maybe look forward to plan some time off during this time so you're not feeling the financial repercussions of that anyways. There's a lot of things that go into an Etsy shop, and so these are just a few of them that I'm going to recommend. I hope you guys enjoy. So tip number 5 is to go back and look at your shop through your customer's eyes. Log into Etsy, or don't even log into Etsy, log out of Etsy, go search for your shop and pull up your own shop, and what do your customers see when they first log in? Do you have a banner? Do you have a profile picture? Are all your about sections and your policies filled out? Those are the first things your customer is going to see, and I would recommend having those fully filled out to get the best initial impression for your customer. Another thing I would suggest with this is if your sales currently support it, maybe look into Etsy Plus. One of the benefits of Etsy Plus for my shop is that you get to change the top section of your shop. You can feature different sections of your shop, and it just looks more professional to me. So that's an option if you have the finances available to do Etsy Plus. It's $10 a month, and you get most of that back in listing credits anyways. Also with this, I would make sure that your shop has easy to use categories. Make sure your items are in categories that make sense and are easy for your customer to search through your shop. Look through your pictures. Do they match or at least coordinate? If you have multiple types of items, they may not match, but make sure there's just a cohesive feel to your shop. Do you rotate your item the same way in all the pictures? Do you use a similar or same backdrop? Same photography style, things like that. At the same time, if there's any items that you recognize need new updated pictures, make a note of that and try to get new pictures of those items if you can, or next time it sells, make sure that's on your top of your list to get updated photos. The other thing I would have you look at in your own shop is go back to your shop manager and look through your titles, your tags, your descriptions. These are big things to be seen in on Etsy that you can fix right now. Now, some of these actually may help your shop right away if you're not utilizing your keywords and things like that. There are third-party resources that can give you grades, like I think Marmalade's one, and there's several others, and those can be a good resource. But one of the free suggestions I have for looking up keywords in your shop is to go to like a private browser, incognito, depending on what browser you use, and go search in Etsy for something similar to your item. So for example, let's talk about a dinosaur birthday shirt. Maybe I'm looking for new tags for a dinosaur birthday shirt. It used to sell, now it's not. What's going on? So what I do is I go and start to type in what I think my customer would be searching for into Etsy in this incognito browser, and look at the list of things that drop down, like to complete your, like Etsy tries to guess what you're going to search. Look at that. See what your that's what your customers are searching. That's free research data right there that you can utilize. I would recommend that for a lot of things, actually, is to just go out there and search for something similar to what you're offering and see what comes up. And another thing that I would recommend is to have your shop reviewed. Find a business friend or someone that's willing to look through your shop and give you a fresh perspective on it. Make sure you find someone that's going to give you an honest review. They can probably find things that you may not see yourself, because I think we're all looking at our shop through our own lenses, and it's hard to step back and look at it through someone else's eyes. So first is to have like someone else that's also in the same or a similar business look at your shop. And then I would also invite someone like a trusted friend or someone that's, again, going to give you honest feedback, but who is not in the same business or in business at all. Go to your Etsy shop and act like they're going to buy something. So pick out an item, add it to their cart, look through their description, and ask them what their pain points are. I don't know how many times I went to buy something on Etsy myself, and I couldn't, like, I looked through the description, I looked through the drop-down menu and through the pictures. I couldn't find the information I was looking for, and I didn't end up buying the item because I didn't want to message the shop owner. So have someone look through your shop. Is there a pain point? Is there a reason why someone's not completing that purchase? Are they going somewhere else to do it because there's a easier way for them to order? That might be something easy to fix for your shop, but having someone else look at that and recommend it might be the way to go. Number 4 on my list is to make samples and new items to list in your shop. So this is pretty self-explanatory. I would recommend you use this time to make new items, and it could be just new versions of what you already sell. This and the next couple of ones are going to overlap a little bit, but I'll discuss those later. But for example, in my birthday shop, maybe I want to make a new dinosaur birthday shirt. So, I can spend my time doing that, or I can add other things. You may want to go and look on Etsy to see what's trending. Again, I'm going to use the example of birthday shirts. Maybe I go and just type in kids birthday shirt and see, okay, there's right now mermaids are popular, or unicorns, or if I type in boys, see what's popular for boys, and just look to see what that is. Now, I would caution, please don't copy other shops, but see what's trending, see what's pulling up in search at the top of the search, what's popular. Pinterest can also be a good resource for this. If you're not wanting to look on Etsy. And then another thing I do for my shop to come up for, again, specifically birthday shirts, is I look to see what invitations are selling for a specific theme. So back to my example about a dinosaur birthday shirt. If I know I want to make a new dinosaur shirt, what I do is I go in and look at what invitations are my customers seeing. What are they going to be trying to match a shirt to? A lot of times they buy the invitation. They already have a theme, they buy the invitation, then they go looking for the shirt. Because I don't know how many times I've had someone, send me a picture of their invite. Hey, can you match the colors on this? I like your design, but I need these colors. So if you're looking for new ideas, that might be a place to start as well. The other thing I would recommend is if you sell seasonal or holiday stuff, work in advance. Work like 6 months in advance. I know it sounds crazy. It's the beginning of June to be working on fall, Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas even. But go ahead and start those. If your shop is anything like mine, once fall hits, you're going to be busy and you're not going to have the time to make new samples or new items to list in your shop for those seasonal items. So that can be a good thing to be working on now. So tip number 3 is to try a new process or a new item that's similar to what you already make. So within your current field already. For example, with birthday applique items, maybe you want to make monogrammed bows to go with those, or tutus. What can your customer add on to what you're already making to make a complete outfit? Also think along the lines of what's something else that I can use my current process on a totally different item. So for example, if you do sublimation shirts, can you also sell and make sublimation keychains or ornaments? You're staying within your field. It's something you already know and have the equipment for, but it's something new you can add to your shop that could bring in new potential customers and expand your field and your offerings. So number 2 on my list is to learn something new or do research on a new process. So again, this overlaps a little with the last 2 items on my list, but I did want to break those apart because I think this is an important piece of what you could be doing to improve your shop. So the first part of this is learn a new process. What's something that you want to add to your shop, but you need to learn how to do? It could either be with an existing area of your business, like maybe you embroider stuff, but you don't know how to embroider baseball caps. So you go out and learn how to do that. Or, you right now buy embroidery designs, but you want to learn how to digitize those yourself. Maybe that's what you want to learn how to do. There's a lot of paid and free resources to learn all sorts of different things that you could do. And then the other thing is you could learn just a totally new process that's not something you currently offer. Like right now, I can cut HTV and vinyl, but I don't do that regularly. Maybe that's something I could look into adding to my shop. I could learn more about it, learn about the process, work on perfecting that while I have the slow time. So try out something new, either with existing or new equipment. And then the second part of this is research. Do some research. Are you looking to make a new purchase in the future? Is there something you want to add to your shop? I know this year I am doing a lot of research this summer on commercial embroidery machines and what would be a good fit for my business going forward. I've also looked into things like a laser cutter, and I already have a sublimation printer, but maybe a new heat press. All sorts of things you can always research. Doesn't mean you have to spend the money right now, but that way, if and when the time comes that you are able to buy this or finance a new equipment, you know exactly what you want, and you don't have to either rush into a purchase or not be comfortable with making a purchase right then. So this last tip is going to be the easiest and the hardest all at once for most of us, and that is to take a break and rest. Now that sounds super easy. It's super easy to just not work and anything, but for those of us that run this as a business or really want to get into the business, or even if you rely on the income, this is absolutely the hardest thing to do. So many of us that are self-employed are just used to being busy. We're used to just 100% hustling our business all the time. So taking that time to rest, take time off, can be incredibly difficult. But if there's one thing I found over the past 10 years doing this, it's to take the opportunity to just rest. Another thing that goes into this is maybe finding something to do that just re-energizes you, re-motivates you to work on your business and Etsy shop going forward. This could be like another hobby. It could be, spending extra time with your family. I know my slow time ends up hitting during the summer. It's actually kind of nice. I can take the time off. I'm not rushed. I can spend time outside. I love it when it's warm. And I can do other hobbies like gardening to like I said, re-energize me and re-motivate me for my shop. Usually after my busiest season, I'm a little burnt out, and having this time to rejuvenate and just re-motivate definitely helps me get through the next year. Another thing you might want to look at is if you're having problems coming up with what to do during this rest time, it's ask yourself, what do you always want to do but say you never have the time? That could definitely answer your own question there. What can I do now that I don't normally have time to do? Again, this could go back to other hobbies, just spending time, whatever, but just find something that rejuvenates and fills you back up so that you can offer 100% in the future. Now, like I said before, I completely understand this is absolutely the hardest thing to do when you're used to hustling, but sometimes giving yourself permission to take an hour or two a week, I'm not talking months off, but an hour or two a week to do something you actually enjoy doing, love doing, even if that's something within your current business or craft, like, making something for yourself, maybe this is the time to do that. It can really help you in the long run to not get burnt out and not overwhelm yourself going forward. And I have one more bonus tip for you guys, and that is to look for other revenue streams or places to sell your products. So many people rely on Etsy only, and I'll be honest, I'm a little guilty of this myself, and it's not recommended that you put all your eggs in one basket, so to speak. So maybe look into using this slower period to find other revenue streams or places to sell your current products. So that maybe is Facebook on a business page or a VIP group that you already have. You might want to look into Facebook Marketplace. Some people have good experiences with that, or selling locally to customers, having a shop set up in maybe like a vendor fair or a market type shop. Looking into setting up your own website if you already have your own customer base, and looking into boutique groups on Facebook. There's many out there if you go search where you can sell your items to a whole group of customers that are ready to buy already. So I hope some of these tips and tricks were helpful for those of you that are also experiencing a slow time on Etsy. Just utilize your time the best you can and find ways to promote your shop going forward. Some of these tips and tricks may not translate to immediate sales, but it may set your shop up for future. For those of us that have been in business for a while, we can look back and see that, maybe a certain month or two out of the year is always our slow time, and we can plan ahead. For those of you that have been in business just a couple years, you may not have a specific time that you're going to be slow yet. So I understand that this time can be very nerve-wracking, especially when you rely on the income. But just know that there's things you can do to work on your shop today and set you up for future success. So I hope this was helpful for you guys. If you could give me a thumbs up, that helps out my channel greatly. And if you're new here and not a subscriber and would like to see our future content on both Etsy and embroidery tips and tricks, we'd love to have you, and it would help us out greatly. Thanks guys, and I'll see you next time.